Hi, welcome. My name is David Lees, and in this long overdue video I shall be looking at Transformers: A Bold New Era, issue 21, Rise of the Decepticons. Nice to see they've changed the title. I think I mentioned this last time, but it was never a bold new era. It was all very same and slow, and took an era to get through. I will press on. Last time, for those who were with me last time, issue 20 featured Autobots on the cover, Nightbeat and Bumper in particular. Issue 21 is back to the Decepticons. We have Sixshot, Rumble, Frenzy, Fangry, Trigger Happy on the cover, looking decidedly menacing, as you would hope. A recap of where we were last time then, let's get straight into it. We're looking at, in particular, Bumblebee, who I can't stand, that's not changed, going on about how he infiltrated the Decepticons, didn't find it particularly beneficial, helpful, got really annoyed and irritated with the whole thing. And the big finish was that Frenzy and Quake were in hiding, in lockdown, you might say. And Sixshot tells them to shut up, keep their heads down and carry on. Because those two are the two who murdered the Autobots, Brainstorm in particular. And then Rubble as well. So Bumblebee's still seething from Rubble's assassination. So we'll pick that up in due course. But we start off with 4 random mini Autobots. There's Beachcomber, Azimuth, Landmine. I've gone to find Leviathan, who, you remember the fall of the tether from one of the moons, cracked open Cybertron's surface, and Leviathan, one of the larger titans, has fallen into a crevice, you can see here. And he's saying, look, just get me out, I'm stuck, stop messing around, you tiny unhelpful mini Autobots. You're basically just targets out in the middle of nowhere, you're a liability, sort it out. We'll come to that. I mean, you can imagine what happens when 4 weak non-military Autobots are out in the middle of nowhere. Bumblebee continues to reflect on the demise of Rubble from whenever it was, seems like years ago now. And Windblade talks to him and says, yeah, you need to sort out your Decepticon insignia, and so on and so on. And Megatron starts one of his announcements again. Here is the safety that you were promised. Look what's happened. It's all gone terribly wrong. The Autobots are a waste of time. They have no idea. They can't maintain calm and order and all that kind of thing. Which is a fair point. I mean, the fact that he's undermining them left, right and centre is kind of by the by. But he's saying, look, it does not need to be like this. Another Cybertron is possible. No restriction. Sorry, the Autobots are providing less energon, more restrictions. So it's possible it could be completely different, and you can see where it's coming from. Orion Pax completely incapable of doing anything useful at this point. Amidst all this chaos, all this disaster, he sees an endgame, we do not, and if he reaches it, the future is his. So Orion basically just a spectator at this point. Meanwhile, the Decepticons are getting on with it. Frenzy and Quake are in a hidey hole, and we've got Rumble, who is in classic red. We've got Trigger Happy, what? Say my name, what? Who is on a very fine trigger. Apeface and sorry, not Apeface, Fangry, excuse me. And Rumble saying that Rumble is saying he wants to look out for Frenzy. They're a team. Teams don't break up over one mistake. So the Decepticons cooped up, getting anxious to get out there and get some action. Pick on some poor unfortunate targets like 4 Autobots in the middle of nowhere. And you can see how this is all going. And that's exactly how it pans out. The Decepticons go out and explore, see that there are Autobots looking out for them. And here comes Trigger Happy, who starts shooting, takes a poor unfortunate shot at Beachcomber. I have a sentimental attachment to Beachcomber. He was my first Transformers toy, way back. But the mini Autobots do their best. Windblade comes along to rescue them. It starts to get exciting because Smokescreen comes along with reinforcements. And let's take a commercial break to Sideswipe staring down one of these beast things from the Void. Sorry, it's not even Sideswipe, it's Point Blank, the red version of Trax. So we get stuck with this brief interlude. I'll let you know if it starts escalating beyond staring competitions. Meanwhile, back in the interesting part of the comic, Springer arrives to reinforce the Autobots out in the middle of nowhere. Quake's there, Nova Star, Frenzy, And as Springer says, these are killers. They are indeed the killers, so make no mistake. We need to take them carefully, and we take them, as we said. Smokescreen comes in, sets up a smokescreen, as you would expect, and lives up to his name. Quake starts hammering through, virtually squishes Rumble and Frenzy. They transform into their cassette modes, not that they're called cassettes, not that they ever were on Cybertron. Manage to survive by shrinking. Here comes Quake. Nova Star comes in, Springer comes in. It's a really good series of action-packed pages. This is what I've been waiting for since issue 2. Even back at base where Chromia and Blaster are trying to contact the other Titans in orbit. There's a bit of background there that we'll just ignore and move straight on. Quake and Windblade are chasing down the remainder of the Decepticons. Windblade's trying to catch Trigger Happy. Sixshot comes hammering in one of his various modes, and the Autobots do in fact win, or so it appears, except then they get Decepticon reinforcements. It goes back and forth. It's a really good battle. This is Sixshot in another of his modes now. Blade's jumped in and got the drop on Frenzy, and it's great. You actually start to see some serious battlefield pages, and of course it stops at the end of that point. We reach the high point of the battle, and it drops immediately back to Geomotus, who is my least favourite, even lower than Bumblebee least favourite. My friends are fighting the rise and I can't help them. Oh, enough, fine. And here comes Leviathan, the Titan. He says, enough, and he's going to come out of his trapped crevice down the hole to rejoin the Autobots and start fighting against the Decepticons, we assume. I'll go through the cover gallery. This is next issue, 22, which I have ready and waiting, so we'll be looking at that next time. With the Rise. Are they the Rise? Are they the Decepticons? Who knows? Who cares? The cover we've just featured earlier, with those Decepticons looking mean. A bunch of completely unprepared Autobots. Target practice, cannon fodder, whatever you want to call them. Poor Beachcomber. And then another redraw of the Decepticons that I have to admit I'm not so keen on. I prefer the original, even with Shockwave. And then for those of us who are still under restrictions, you can get your comics downloaded through the Comixology app, which is available on most devices, or as it appears, on Apple Books, Nintendo Switch or Xbox. So I have it on Android, and it's kept me good during lockdown. Transformers 84, I need to get to that. I've read it, it was brilliant. I will get to reviewing it. Transformers Terminator, I've completely ignored. And the back cover with the Decepticon logo on it. So there you go. Things are improving again in the Transformers universe, and I will be looking forward to reviewing the next issue as soon as I can get to it. So, thank you very much for your patience, and stay safe, take care, transform and roll out.